Are you one of those people who like to plan things out, plan your adventures out months in advance before taking your trip? Or are you one of those people who show up at a destination and then take a look around and see what it is you want to do? Well, we tend to fall into that second category more often than not. We're traveling full-time in our motorhome, and we show up at a location, and then we start looking for things to do in the area. After landing in Hidden Cove RV Campground near Arley, Alabama, we consulted TripAdvisor to find places that we might want to explore. We discovered that the William Bankhead National Forest was just outside our backyard and loaded with nature trails and waterfall adventures. We did some rudimentary research for this adventure by consulting YouTube to see if we could get some ideas for good waterfalls to explore. We discovered a video by Austin Wiley titled 5 Easy Waterfalls in One Day. We'll have a link to Austin's video in the comments below. Austin suggested that these 5 waterfalls, the Kinloch Falls, the Mize Mills Falls, Turkey Foot Falls, Holmes Chapel Falls, and Coal Mine Falls, were easy hikes in close proximity to each other and could be done in one day. Well, we were up for Austin's challenge. We wanted to know if we could quickly locate and hike these falls in one day. So, without much further research, and with the All Trails app and Google Navigator in hand, we began our journey. The first waterfall we visited was Kinloch Falls. It was an easy drive, and Google Navigator directions were easy to follow. There's a little white blaze. Actually, it's probably the backside of a sign that has come loose. But this little parking area is right next to a little trail that heads down to the falls. So we're going to take the trail and see where we go. Looks like the main trail off this way and a little side trail that goes down to the water's edge. But before the falls are back this way. I can hear them. There's the main trail, and there's a little side trail that comes down here and goes down to the top of the falls, which are right here. The falls were beautiful, and one could easily see why it was a local favorite for swimming and tubing. We thought that the little hike to Kinloch Falls was pretty easy. Well, I mean, it was right off the road, just like Austin had said.
So we're at the trailhead of Turkey Foot and Mize Mills Falls, and it's supposed to be a longer trail, but the guy said it was easy, so we're gonna go check it out.
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
Now, both sets of these falls were supposed to be on the same trail. Google Navigator got us to the general location and told us that the waterfalls were a short distance away. Our All Trails app seemed to confirm that information too.
When we come back up here, we have to look for that wall.
And we know we have to turn left and go up the hill.
Fallen tree.
Right. So that's our landmark. All right. All Trails says this is the Turkey Foot Falls Trail.
And there's like the GPS coordinates, and it's like we go that way.
Yep.
Right.
All right. Let's see. At first, we took the wrong trail on the other side of the road. And when we realized our mistake, we backtracked and tried the other trail.
So, this isn't particularly easy yet. We ended up at the foot of the falls, at the falls by overlooking the falls, but we didn't really have a good view either. But anyway, we ended up at the destination the wrong way.
Yeah.
By trekking through the woods.
Well, Google told us to stop here because the falls are right here, and the trail leading to the falls actually is further down the road that way. And what we did is we just scrambled down the hill,
thinking we could get to the trail, but actually we got to the top of the falls.
Yeah, top of the falls, and we were actually overlooking the falls a little bit, but
not much.
Not much.
All right, so we're going back to the Jeep and try this again.
So we got back in our Jeep and we followed the road to the Sipsey River picnic area parking lot, and we looked for the trailhead to the falls. Now the trailhead began at an old wooden bridge crossing the Sipsey River. However, the bridge had been damaged by a tornado, so we had to find an alternate route to the trail. Crossing the main bridge over the Sipsey River was kind of dangerous because vehicles were traveling down that road at speeds in excess of 55 miles an hour. But we decided to take our chances with passing cars, and we found a small path down the side and under the bridge leading to the trail. Finally, we were on the right path. We trusted the All Trails app in following this trail because the trail was narrow and steep in places and was not easy to follow. So here we are along the trail, the way All Trails has it. We're about halfway. And the guy that was in the video that we saw came across this same derelict vehicle. Very interesting. Must have run off the road and fallen over the cliff. This is a really pretty stream. This stream that enters the Sipsey River. This is a beautiful area. Even if this is one of the more challenging trails that we've been on. It's gorgeous. We hiked for about an hour before the trail seemed to come to an abrupt end at a cliff overhang. Our All Trails app said that we were still following the trail, but we could not see how the trail continued. It seemed to just disappear into the cliff face. Well, we decided to perch on a rock and have some lunch before heading back down the trail. It was a real shame because according to the All Trails app, it looked like we had ventured most of the way there. So we stopped for lunch. A little peanut butter and jelly sandwich and chips. And we're eating under one of those outcroppings, which is really neat. When we arrived back at our Jeep, it was only 2:45 in the afternoon, so we decided to try and visit one more waterfall. We consulted Google Navigator, plugged in the coordinates to Holmes Chapel Falls into the hyperdrive, and began our trek. It took a while for us to get to Holmes Chapel Falls, and Google Navigator took us down some pretty sketchy dirt roads. We were happy that we have a Jeep. Once we arrived at what seemed like the middle of nowhere, it was a pretty easy hike to the top of the falls. Unfortunately, this location doesn't see much rain in December, so the falls were barely running. The pool at the bottom was a beautiful blue-green color, contrasted sharply by the gray-brown of the rocks and the bare winter trees. When we returned to our Jeep, the sun was already beginning to set. Time was running out, so we needed to get back to camp before dark. We did not visit all 5 waterfalls in one day. Could you?